Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Queen Sugar. So today I have a fun pick a card reading, and this reading is for any yes or no question that you might have. You can listen to this reading multiple times and have multiple questions. So just kind of like, think of all your questions that you have, select a pile for those questions, and then listen to the piles that you have connected to each question. So just a heads up for the questions, don't ask anything about medical related issues or concerns, or like a life and death type of situation. It won't work well for those type of questions, just because this is a very general reading and there's a lot of different energies that we're going to be picking up on. And so to avoid disappointment or to avoid concern, try to avoid those type of questions. Okay, so take a moment to just kind of clear your head, clear your energy, and think of the question or questions that you have that you will love answers to at this time, and potentially receive a little bit of advice on, or like a little bit of reasoning behind the answer to that question. Once you have selected or thought of your questions, feel free to select which pile or piles Spirit guides you to help answer that question. So pile number 1 is Queen Bee. Pile number 2 is the Past card. Pile number 3 is Transformation card. Pile number 4 is the Passion card. And then pile number 5 is the Bride card. So once you selected your pile, feel free to click the timestamp below to get the answer to your question. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to share. Honestly, I think that's it. So just kind of, pause the video, reflect on that question, and then listen to your answer. I hope everything resonates with you all. I love you all, and best wishes. Let's get started. Hey, pile number 1. This will be for those that selected the beautiful Queen Bee card. So let's see, what is the answer to your question? We're going to start off with the tarot and then flip over the oracle cards as well. So your first tarot card is the Six of Swords. And then your second tarot card is the Goddess of Pentacles, which is the Queen of Pentacles. And then the crystal, I think these are called the crystal answer cards. Your first card is Take Action. Next we have is Remain Positive. And then the final card is, oh yes, look at that. So that's very clear what your answer is. So your answer is yes. So let's kind of like, tap into the energies and see why that answer is yes. So it seems like Spirit wants you to take action and move forward and towards this decision, right? Because you have the Six of Swords, which is about movement, and typically they're moving into a better direction, especially with the sun being the direction of, and heading into the direction of the sun in this card. And then also too, we see to take action, they're on their horse or their unicorn and they're moving forward, right? And there's a lot of different elements of light here in the card as well. And you definitely need to be at peace with this decision and know that it will work out for you, is something that I pick up too. And this is just basically the time to take action. That's why they're giving you the green light. That's why they're telling you yes. So do not let acts of procrastination or uncertainty interfere with your movement, is something that I'm picking up, regardless of what you're moving towards, right? You have been still long enough, and Spirit is ready for you to take that leap of faith and to move forward. I also see keep an optimistic attitude and allow this positive momentum to build up. And maybe that's something you have been doing for a while now. You've been waiting for that time, waiting for that green light, and you just been remaining positive. You've been in this space of just like trying to understand all the ins and outs of everything before you to take that action. And so that's why they're saying this is the moment. You also need to maintain a confident demeanor, is something I pick up too. So don't second guess it. Just do it, right? Sometimes when we don't see our plans manifesting the way we want them to at the time, especially when we want them, we feel discouraged. So you will soon see that change. So don't lose hope. And I noticed this too. There's 2 yeses in this deck. So there's one with the exclamation point, and then there's this one, right? And this one, it gives me the energy that Spirit is saying that there is room for so much more. So don't cut yourself short or limit yourself. The sky is the limit, right? So they're saying yes to this, to your question, but they also want you to continue to keep moving forward and towards your dreams and your goals, and in a direction that's aligned with you. And as I look up, I see 333, so that could be a special number for you as well in terms of angel numbers. I'm also seeing that with this Goddess of Pentacles card right here, that when you make this move, when you take this action, it yields so much abundance for you. I get that there's a small percentage of you that's interested in actually conceiving a child or wondering when that will happen. So those that are thinking about that, they're letting you know here, like, it's definitely in the cards for you. So don't question it, don't worry about it. Know that it will manifest and show up for you as well. I'm also seeing too, another reason why they're giving you this, it's just this level of maturity that you have developed, and you are becoming more mindful and independent and organized. And so the universe, God, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whomever you want to call on, they feel like this is the time, this is the moment where it's like, okay, they are getting it, they finally got it. So let us reward them with this opportunity. Let us give them the green light to move towards this next path, this next journey as well. I get to another reason why this is a yes is just because you're in a space where you're able to appreciate the success and all of the greatness that is to come to you as you move forward. And you have listened to the advice, you have done your your work, you've done your reflection, and so you are ready to level up. You're ready to get to this next phase in life. So you get the total approval of your spirit team, which is really nice. Just definitely continue to believe in yourself. You should be feeling spiritually fulfilled, within different areas of your life, and trusting your own wisdom, trusting the guidance of your ancestors, and knowing too that you have this great intuition that you can trust and believe in as well. So don't ever second guess it, okay? So yeah, take that action, remain positive. You are in control. You are the queen bee, king bee, or however you want to call it. And just go for it. Like, they're excited for you. They're ready for you to take this action and to move forward, and to just trust and know that great things are going to be happening for you. And there's nothing for you to really fear anymore. So don't worry. Don't second guess it. Don't feel like the worst will come because everything seems too good to be true. Like, don't even have that type of mindset. Like, definitely come into this and know that this is your season. This is your time. Okay. So I hope this reading resonated with you all. Congratulations on your yes, especially if this was a yes that you wanted. And take that action, make that move. Alrighty. Thank you so much. I love you all. Bye. Hey, pal number 2. This will be for those that selected the pass card. So let's see what your answer is to your question. So we're going to start off with the tarot cards, and then we'll flip over the crystal answer cards. So your first tarot card is the 3 of Wands. And then we have the Tower. Alrighty, and then your crystal answer cards are Ask Your Angels, Communicate Clearly, and then Trust. Alrighty, so let's see what I pick up here. So I feel like the answer to this question is maybe, with a follow-up of, are you ready? And just based on these 3 cards, it gives that maybe like not yet, you aren't ready yet vibe is what I'm picking up. So obviously, depending on how you worded your question, adjust the phrasing of the answer as needed. But it seems that there needs to be more time to kind of reevaluate what exactly are you asking for, what exactly do you want, and if that truly is what you want and need at this moment, right? And so let's say you are asking about a person in your love life, like the answer is you asking to be very intentional about what you want and what you're asking for, because the moment you receive it, will you be ready? Basically, like, are you ready for all that comes with it? And this is with anything, right? So sometimes, saying a prayer or communicating with your guides to show you a clear sign or a clear message, can be communicated and shared with you, but sometimes we can overlook it. Or even too, there's times where we're like, clear anything out of my path that isn't of my highest good, and that's how you receive your confirmation. But you have to be careful with that, because when we say these things, sometimes we might not be the biggest fan of what gets removed. We might have a little, a person that we're dating or liking, and we say that intentional prayer, and the next day all hell breaks loose. So being very intentional about what you're asking for and what you really want and what you really need, and seeing, is this what I want? Is this what I need? Or is this based on someone else's expectations or their standards and their beliefs? It also looks like trusting and knowing that your higher self and guides have your best interest at heart is key as well. Notice how, like, this woman in this particular card, she's on this journey, but the rhino is walking along with her on the side. And I kind of look at that as like spirit, is walking along with you. You might not see them, but they're there all the time. Your higher self is with you all the time. They're guiding you, they're coaching you, right? And if you believe in them and in yourself, then everything will work out for the long run, and and beyond what you can even imagine, right? So you gotta think big, love. You thinking small, but you need to be thinking big. And if you know where that's from, then you'll get a laugh of that. But that's what spirit is basically saying, like, think bigger, trust in us and think bigger, but also be very clear about what it is that you want. Make it clear as day what you want and what you're asking for, because sometimes we can say, like, somebody might say, like, oh, I just really wanted a job that pays $65K a year, and it's like, okay, now if we give you that and then the work environment is crappy, you're going to be mad at us because you didn't tell us what exactly you wanted in this job. So making sure that you're clear about your expectations and what you genuinely need and what you genuinely want, and also embodying that. So not coming from a place of lack or a place of begging, but more so a place of like, this is what I want, I'm putting my order in, thank you, confidence, and showing up in that type of energy as often as you can to like match it, right? That's something big that I pick up here as well. And sometimes there is truly no yes or no to the question. We have situations where we are better served by not knowing what is to come, so all the miracles and opportunities can unfold naturally with little to no resistance as possible. So remember that part of the magic comes from not knowing the surprise itself. So just know and trust your spirit team has something amazing lined up for you, right? And maybe that's why they're not giving you a clear yes or no, because they're saying, like, we want you to be surprised. So just place your order, be clear of what you want and what you don't want, and place the order with us and watch it manifest, watch it come through. But just trust and know and believe that we got you covered, and that it will work out in your favor as long as you believe, and as long as you genuinely come to us, and ask and talk to us, communicate. Okay? So that is the answer that I have to your question. I know some of you are probably like wanting that yes or wanting that no, so it can be clearer, but they're giving you this energy of like, not yet. You need to prepare a little bit more by setting your intentions, being clear, and trusting. Okay? I hope this resonated with you all. Thank you so much. Best wishes. Hey, pal number 3. This will be for those that selected the transformation card. So let's see what your answer is to your question. So we're going to pull the tarot cards over first. Flip over the tarot cards first, and then we'll flip over the crystal answer cards as well. Alrighty, so your first card here is the Strength card. The next card we have here is the Supreme. So this is a special card out of this tarot deck, and I'll talk about that in a second. Next we have big happy changes. So this is looking good so far. The situation will improve. And then abundance. So this is a great vibe, great energy here. Okay, so based on the cards that we have here, the answer is a yes. It is a yes for sure. I feel like with the Supreme card being here, this just shows us that this is going to be an epic moment for you, especially in your life. Like, your life is literally just changing for the better right now with the situation improving. It's a beautiful thing knowing that situations will improve, right? So I feel like your spirit team wants you to know that they are aware that life has been lifing and know that everything is being upgraded, right? And there's this shift coming in for you, which brings a new relationship, a new location or home. And it's just, exciting news. Is something that I'm picking up heavy right now. It feels like this news is something that you've been wanting or waiting on for a while now. Maybe it was a denial or a no in the past, but now Spirit is giving you like the green light, and you will now have full access to all these doors of like opportunities and abundance that lead to these big happy changes and an improvement in a situation. So now, like, what do you plan to do with all of this, right? When you have the access to everything. And I get that there's a sense of security and protection here for you as well. These goals, these dreams, these visions being protected. Also, like your applications being approved. Some of you might be approving or applying for something and waiting for it to be approved. So there could be another yes for that question too. And so will this get approved? Will I get hired? This, that, and the third. But yeah, they're being accepted, and you will now have the chance to kind of cash out on these checks that the universe have given you in the past, right? And remember too that abundance is not always financial in nature, right? It can be an abundance of love. It can be an abundance of spending more quality time with your friends and family, better health, a new loving relationship, right? So just being mindful of that. But I love to see all this greatness and this joy and this happiness for you. I love that the transformation card is your card, because there's a change here. There's a shift for you happening. Everything you ever wanted is yours right now. And depending on what your question is, like, let's say your question was, should I break up with this person? And obviously you got the yes answer. They're telling you, if you were to break up with this person, it is going to yield to a better situation for you romantically, where you meet someone that you are compatible with and that is your life partner type of vibe. Or let's say your question could have been like, am I going to get fired? Are they going to fire me? You got a yes. It's great, because now you're going to be in a position where you're going to get a job that's better, right? So take the yes and the answers that we get for the reasoning behind it, and tweak it as needed for your question, right? Because everybody has a different question. Everybody's asking something different. So don't be in distraught if their question was, am I breaking, or are they going to break up with me? And the answer is yes. It's like, but look at the beauty that's going to come out of this, right? And know that whatever your question is, there's so much opportunity and big happy changes coming for you that are going to yield to this abundance of all different things that you want and need. And welcome that energy in. Be grateful for it. Don't run away from it. Don't feel like this is too good to be true. This is like, it's rigged. And it's like, no, you shouldn't think like that. You shouldn't think that you can't have a good life. You can't have like a great life. You can't have the things that you want, your heart's deepest desires. You should never feel that way. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, like, this is your season. This is your time to feel the excitement, to feel the love, to feel this period of like a softer life where it's not as harsh, it's not as like, heavy on you at times. So shout out to you for picking this pile, because it's definitely is something that's been long overdue, and definitely an answer that you've been wanting and needing to hear for a while now, and now you have it. Okay, so I hope that this resonated with those that selected this pile. Thank you so much once again, and best wishes on this new journey and chapter in your life. Hey, pile number 4. This will be for those that selected the beautiful passion card. So let's see what the answer to your question is at this time. We're going to flip over your tarot cards first, and then we'll flip over the crystal answer cards, and I'll kind of just channel, what the message is, and then any, reasoning behind that message, or any advice that Spirit might have. So we have the 6 of Wands, the 7 of Pentacles, and then your crystal answers are compromise, listen to your intuition, and this is the cover of the back, if you haven't noticed. So I always say, when you get the card that is the cover of the back of the card, or the cover of the deck, is very significant. And then choose a new direction. Alrighty. So based on these cards here, I get the answer is you get to decide. It's up to you, basically, right? You got to choose a new direction. You got to listen to your intuition, right? And honestly, it's just up to you. I know you probably were, looking for a clear yes or no response, but Spirit said no. They need you to decide, right? And they're saying, make it clear and it shall be. Making it clear is more than saying what you want and going about your day. Making it clear means believing in what you said. Your dominant thoughts and feelings dictate what shows up and stays in your life. And so some of you may like to receive very clear confirmation from Spirit, but Spirit is saying at this moment, you need to tap into your own intuition and decide which direction you want to go in, because we all have free will too. So it's kind of like you get to decide. But I feel whatever decision that you make after you have that period of reflection, after you really tap in your own energy and connect with your higher self and Spirit, you're going to pick the best decision. Or you're going to make the best decision, basically, with the 6 of Wands. It's all about, what are you willing to invest in? What are you willing to, deal with for the rest of your life, right? When you make this decision, in a sense of, or I don't want to say rest of your life, but like, the rest of this season of your life, right? So let's say your question is, should I start my own business? And you want a Spirit to say yes, or you want a Spirit to say no. Right, this is where you go within and you tap into the energy. Well, what does this business look like? What is my passion? Right? What do I want? What do I want to do? How do I want to live? Really thinking of those questions, and then choosing the direction that matches that result that you want, and then that tells you, your yes or your no. Right? Should I still be in a relationship with this person? Listen to your intuition. Choose a new direction. Choose a new direction can be, handle things differently in this relationship in order for it to work, or leaving this person in order for you to have peace and to be in a space where you are in alignment with your passion and with what you want in life, and all of that. So you decide what the answer is based on your inner work and your inner reflection, right? And it could be frustrating, because there are times I want a clear answer from Spirit, yes or no, and they're like, nope, it's all up to you, we're not answering it. And typically when we have those moments, it's like, we already know the answer to the question. We just want like double confirmation. We just want triple confirmation. And so I feel like Spirit is saying, you feel the answer, you know the answer. So trust that answer and believe in yourself, and know that it will yield to your six of wands, which is all about that victorious energy. It's about the success. It's about the recognition. It's about the accolades that one receives for putting one foot forth at a time and going after what they believe in, going after their passions, and not losing sight of them, regardless of the circumstances, regardless of the haters, regardless of the doubt, the fear. Because when I think of the Five of Wands card, I think of self-sabotage. I think about inner conflict. I think about, also, sorry about that. I received the call, so to stop the video. But I was saying, with the Five of Wands card, you think about the clashing of egos, the chaos, the opposition, the struggles, the inner conflict, whether that be inner conflict within self, or just like conflict with others that have different opinions of what you should be doing and what they think, where they think you should be. Also, to the Five of Wands, can talk about this trepidation, in a sense, right? And so after all of that, it leads to the Six of Wands, which is that success, that glory, the overcoming of all of that, right? Which is very powerful, because it speaks to the resilience. It speaks to one knowing how to how do I ride this? How do I say this? Like, just ride just ride the horse of success, ride towards a future where they know there's so much more, so much better for me, right? I'm also seeing too, I know I said it in the intro, like, these questions or these answers won't help with like health related questions, but I do see a victory in terms of someone's health improving, over time as well too. But you get to decide what you want your answer to be. You get to decide what you want your future to be, what you want your today to be, what you want your tomorrow to be. You get to decide that, and that's very powerful, knowing that and using that energy to kind of create the direction that you want to go on, and also to the path that and then where it leads, right? So trust and believe and know that it will yield to a phenomenal outcome for you, as long as it's connected to your higher self and you're and aligned with everything of your highest good. Okay, so that's what I have for you in terms of your answer. I hope that this resonated with you and that you enjoyed your reading. Thank you so much. I wish you all the best. Bye. Hey, pal number 5. This will be for those that selected the beautiful bride card. So this card is from my Melanin and Romance deck, and this is the only card in the deck where the person has eyes. And when I made this card, I wanted to have this meaning behind it, where she knew what she was walking into. She knew where she was going. That is why she's the only one with her eyes open, because after all the lessons, after all the experiences, she is now self-aware. She is aware of everything and uses that wisdom and that knowledge in her third eye and her actual physical eyes to lead her and to guide her as well. So let's see how that kind of plays out into your answer of your question. So we're going to flip over your tarot cards first, and then your crystal answer cards, and then I'll kind of get a feel for like what the answers are, or what the answer is, I should say. So the first card we have here is the Death card, and next is the Empress card. I love this card. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then your crystal answers are Not the Right Time, In the Near Future, and then Forgiveness. Okay, so based on these cards here, the answer is a no at this moment, right? So we do get not the right time and in the near future, so things may change later, right? But it just really comes off as a more so not yet. versus just like a solid, heavy, harsh no. And I love how the in the near future card came right after the not the right time card, because it lets you know that when there is better alignment, then it will be the right time. So let's use like money for example, right? Let's say your question was, will my new venture take off in the next few months, like your business venture? This isn't saying it won't do well, but more so maybe the first few months might not be what you want it to be, but those months are, essential in terms of like the greatness of the success of this business too. And kind of like the stepping stones are for a bright future where your business does well each month moving forward. Or let's take it like a love example. If you were asking like, does this person love you, or are they in love with you, or will you be in a relationship soon, right? This is not the right time. Shows us that there are other things needing to be organized spiritually before that can happen physically, right? So it's closer in time than you think, because we do have in the near future. So don't focus too much on when it will happen, and more so on how can I use this time to have more fun or re-engage with myself, kind of tweaking the narrative a little bit. And notice too, I love the tarot cards with the Death and the Empress card, because when you think about it, we always hear it too, as something ends, something new begins. So as something, quote unquote dies, something is created, something is brought into this life, right? And this is powerful because it's saying, even though it might be a no in this moment and you might not be happy about that, something beautiful is going to be birthed. Something beautiful is going to be created into the physical realm, right? And this season, you are shedding this old version of yourself and welcoming in this new version of yourself. So maybe that's why they're saying, let's make sure, all of that, residue is gone, and, all the clutter is gone too. So it doesn't kind of trickle back into this new, present, and this new reality, this new future that you're, manifesting and wanting for yourself, right? It's something that I pick up. It's also too, it's also interesting how, the forgiveness card is at the end. So for some of you, this could be the reason why whatever you're asking about hasn't come into fruition yet. Forgiving ourselves is important, forgiving others, and processing those soul lessons, right? Maybe some of you just need to forgive yourself more than anything, right? And this has to be resolved before much more can come in. So Spirit is kind of helping light the energy of your life, so you can fully enjoy and allow this positive shift and this positive movement to come in. That way, when you are walking towards this goal, this manifestation, you're going with your eyes open, you're going with your heart open, you're going with everything aligned, everything balanced, and not bringing the weight of the past into this newness, this new journey, this new chapter of your life. Because when we do that, it only taints the new chapter and makes it sound very similar to older chapters, right? So just be very mindful of that. It's something Spirit wants you to know, and that this not yet is not denial forever. It's not even a denial. It's just more so like, your food's not ready just yet. It's getting there. But do you want your food done, or do you want your food undercooked and make you sick, and then, you got to suffer through that, and then wait till you recover and then get better, and then you got to find something else to eat? Or do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more so like, let's make sure everything is right the first time around. Everything's good to go the first time around, instead of trying to rush something and then coming back and having to like hear the complaints and be sad or be annoyed with it, right? So that's what I got for the answer, so take it easy and enjoy this season, enjoy this time of your life, and you will be impressed of what the universe gives you and what they share with you when this birth is ready to come into fruition. These blessings, these opportunities come into fruition. And also to forgive yourself. If like, there's definitely a heavy energy of like forgiveness. So forgive yourself, forgive others, and move forward into this new chapter of your life, not sweating the past. Okay, so that's what I have for you in terms of the answer to your question. I hope this question this reading resonated with your question and your answer, that you were needing to hear at this time. So I wish you all the best on this new journey and chapter in your life. Best wishes.